My husband slept through every feeding until my sister said, she fantasizes about leaving you. He finally woke up. My husband made me promise we would keep things normal after the baby was born, because he read online that babies need to adapt to your life, not the other way around. I agreed because I was 9 months pregnant and too tired to argue about his parenting theories from Reddit. The second we got home from the hospital with our 3-day-old daughter, he disappeared into his gaming room. I stood in the hallway holding our screaming baby while he told his online friends he was finally back. I spent the first 3 months doing every single night feeding while he slept peacefully in our bed. He actually bought special noise-canceling headphones so the crying wouldn't disturb his precious 8 hours of sleep. You look like you were about to drop dead, my sister Mindy said when she showed up at my front door. I hadn't seen her since the baby shower because she lived 6 hours away. When was the last time you ate actual food or slept more than an hour? She dropped her bags and immediately took the baby from my shaking arms. You have lost at least 20 pounds and your hands won't stop trembling. She pulled me into the first real hug I had gotten since giving birth. I didn't realize how much I needed a hug. Where is your husband? I pointed down the hall where he was screaming about someone stealing his kill. Mindy listened for a second, then her whole face changed completely. You have been doing this alone while he plays video games all day, haven't you? Before I could answer, she said, go shower right now while I watch the baby. Then we are going to talk about whatever this mess. She started washing the mountain of bottles that had been sitting for days. You are not doing another night alone while that waste of space pretends you don't exist. I stood under the hot water and cried harder than when I was in labor. When I came back downstairs, Mindy had the baby sleeping peacefully. You look exhausted, she said, actually looking at my face. When's the last time someone asked how you're doing? I couldn't remember. My husband hadn't asked since we left the hospital 3 months ago. He'd asked if the baby was fed, if she'd napped, but never once. How are you holding up? Your husband games every night until 4 a.m.? Mindy asked, looking at his empty gaming chair. My ex did that. I ended up hospitalized from exhaustion. He didn't visit. That hit hard. Even strangers at the grocery store asked how I was doing, but not him. I came back downstairs from my shower and stopped in the hallway when I heard voices in the kitchen. My husband had actually left his gaming room and was talking to Mindy, who was still feeding our daughter. We don't need any help, he was saying with obvious irritation in his voice. Everything's been fine here without you showing up and judging how we do things. Mindy kept calmly feeding the baby while she responded. Fine? Your wife has lost 20 pounds and hasn't slept in 3 months. I watched him grab an energy drink from the fridge and crack it open aggressively. She wanted a baby so badly, and now she complains about everything, he said. Maybe if she wasn't so dramatic about normal mom stuff, we wouldn't have issues. Mindy finally looked up at him with cold eyes. Normal mom stuff? She told me she thinks about leaving you. His hand froze halfway to his mouth with the energy drink. She fantasizes about packing up and disappearing because raising a baby alone would be easier than this. The kitchen went dead silent except for the baby's soft breathing. She already looked up divorce lawyers. My husband stormed out of the kitchen and found me standing in the hallway where I'd been listening. You were going to leave without even talking to me about it? He said, his voice cracking with panic. He grabbed both my shoulders like he was afraid I'd disappear if he let go. This is our family. You can't just walk away because things got hard. Mindy appeared behind him still holding the baby. Hard? She's been doing everything alone while you played games with teenagers online, she said. My husband spun around to face her but kept one hand gripped on my arm. Stay out of this. She's my wife and this is our marriage, he said desperately. He turned back to me with tears actually forming in his eyes. Please don't leave me. I'll delete all my games right now. I'll do every night feeding. I'll quit my guild. He was pulling me toward him like he could physically keep me from leaving. I know I messed up. We're supposed to be a team. Mindy watched him scramble with cold satisfaction. It's amazing how the threat of losing everything makes you suddenly remember you have a family, she said. I looked down at his hand gripping my arm so tight it hurt, the first time he'd touched me in months. You have 1 week, I heard myself say. 1 week to prove you actually want to be a father and husband, or I'm taking her and leaving. Later that night, I watched my husband actually hold his daughter without trying to hand her back. You missed 3 months of her life for what? He stared at the baby in his arms and couldn't answer because we both knew there was no good reason.